Hello again, everybody. This is Just Fun Stuff. We are here on Funland. Cherry blossom season is almost over, and I'm very, very sad about that, but I thought we'd take the opportunity today to go ahead and create one more area dedicated to cherry blossoms. So we're going to make a kind of spring courtyard for cherry blossoms, and I cannot wait to get started. Okay, we are not hesitating. We are getting right down to work. I have so many of these medieval building sides, all different colors that I've had from previous builds, and I thought they are perfect for the courtyard. So I took a little trip to Harv's Island, withdrew a lot of money from the ABD, and got them all changed to this same kind of dark rock kind of black gray color. I thought it was really pretty against the pink for a courtyard, so that is what we are using, and we're just doing kind of the outline now before I set up the cliffside behind to do kind of the second layer. I figured it made more sense to size it out first, then go ahead and put up the cliffside, then put up the cliffside, and then have to tear it down or add or take away. This way was just slightly easier. So first layer in, and then we're just gonna go around and create the second layer so that we can use the same building sides, the medieval building sides. We're just gonna bring them up a level to create a two-tiered effect for this kind of springtime courtyard. I wanted to make a place where there's going to be some benches and some plants, of course, cherry blossom trees, but not as natural as we normally do. We tend to go very natural on this island, using a lot of the dirt path, a lot of trees and shrubs. In this case, I wanted to keep it with the cherry blossom theme, so we're going to use those types of plants, but we're kind of making this a little more like an actual courtyard. We're going to use more of the stone paths and not a lot of grass. We're not going to plant any flowers. We're going to use planters and topiaries instead to create our kind of garden courtyard. So Poppy is now almost done putting up the rest of the cliffside. This was a long and fun chore because you have to go around that huge area that we just made, but I wanted to make sure we had enough room because I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to place things or do things. And again, it's just easier to put up more in the beginning than to go back and forth and back and forth. So now we have it kind of mapped out. We've gone and grabbed all the rest of our building sides, and now we're gonna go ahead and place them and create that second layer. I just think it looks a lot nicer. When there's just the one layer, it looks nice, but it doesn't feel like it's an enclosed thing, like you're in a courtyard. It just kind of feels like you're behind a fence. So this way, it's a little more like you're actually in the center of a bunch of buildings, and that was kind of the feeling I was going for. So more medieval building sides going up. Like, there were a lot. I can't even remember what builds I've done with them, but I had to have had like 25 building sides. So I figured this is a great way to use them. And I'm so sad that cherry blossom season is almost over because it is literally one of my favorite. I love the pink, and it's just so pretty and magical. Do not get me wrong. I'm excited about the new things. If you catch the glimpse every now and then of the trees, you can see the eggs in the trees. I saw Zipper earlier in the day when I was doing this build, talking about the upcoming Bunny Day activities. So there'll be eggs flying by, there'll be eggs to dig up, eggs in trees. So we have all that coming up to look forward to. It's just cherry blossom season is so short, and it's just so pretty. I don't know what this courtyard's gonna look like when it's all green and a lot less pink. Oh, speaking of eggs, there goes one flying by. I'm gonna have to get on that and make a lot of the Bunny Day DIYs. I don't know if there's any that are different this year because Zipper did say he was hiding them all around the island, but he said the same thing last year, so I don't know if they've added to it or if it's just the same ones as last year. If it's the same ones as last year, we've got that beat because now I just need to collect eggs and we can go ahead and build them. Anyway, back to this particular build. We're going ahead and starting with the courtyard. I wasn't sure at this point. I didn't finish putting in all the stone path because I wasn't sure if I was going to completely path it in or if I was just going to make like a little walkway. So I knew I wanted hedges because I wanted greenery, of course. It's kind of like a little park setting, like I said, a place to sit and relax. So I wanted it hedged out, and I thought that made it a little prettier, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to leave the center as grass or if I wanted to make it all stone. So here I am looking and thinking. And while we're thinking, more decorating the street lamps, and I wanted to put some of the decorative pine trees up just around the front, just to kind of hide the sides a little bit. It's kind of hard to get all the edges with these, but the pine trees work really well. And whenever I try to plant live trees on a cliffside, when I don't make a huge cliffside, it never works out for me. So these trees that we can buy through the stores, they have been just absolutely phenomenal for me because it makes life a little easier. So we're gonna go ahead and put a few more trees over here, cut back a little bit now that the street lamps are in and the pine trees are in. Like I said, it just adds a little something to the sides and makes it not look so fake with the cliffside. Now we're putting in a few more of the cherry blossom trees because, like I said, this is all about the cherry blossoms, so we want to have a lot of them in there. And here's where I decided it makes more sense to just completely fill in the courtyard and make it kind of not like your traditional grass-filled park. Let's just fill it up with the rock path and go from there. And I thought it looked way better. It feels like a courtyard. A courtyard needs to be not all full of grass. It needs to be kind of all paved. And I never use these paths ever. And they're great. I mean, they look so nice. I need to utilize them more. Plus, they're expensive. They cost a lot of Nook Miles points. Might as well use them. All right, rethought the plant partition. Decided to go with the flower beds because I wanted to just keep that darker color, but I like the color of the flowers as opposed to just the green. I went and colored our gazebo as well at Harv's Island and had them change it to black to go with the medieval building signs that we did. Then we've gone ahead and added some benches. Like I said, it's going to be an area where you can sit and relax and read a book. I customized some of the lamps with the flags hanging from them with a cherry blossom plant or flower hanging from it, as you can see. And I was gonna put some up behind, but I keep forgetting just how tall the medieval building signs are. So I could not put them behind like I wanted to add that additional light. I mean, technically we could if I put in another level of cliffside, brought it out more, and then put some on, but that was just a big undertaking. And there's going to be a ton of light on the medieval building sides anyway, so I figured it made more sense to just use some street lamps in the center and around the outside with the cherry blossom pattern, just to, you know, kind of pull it together. Now you can see the little courtyard coming together. I used some hedges to kind of close it in, and of course we're putting up a couple more of the street lamps with the banners just because I love the little cherry blossom flower that's on them. And it's just a design I got from Able Sisters, so anybody can find it. It's nothing that was made or found using a creator code. Obviously somebody did create it, but it's available through the Able Sisters. Went ahead and crafted a few more cherry blossom branches to put out at the front. Added a torii to kind of create the entrance. Now we're just making a little more room so that we can add a few more trees, decorate the front a little bit. This was the fun experiment of trying to put some shrubs down. Like I said, we didn't use a lot of actual plants in this one. I think those were the only two that we planted. The rest were topiaries around everything else. Now we're just adding a few more garden lanterns because I can never have enough light. Put them in. And once the lanterns are in, we've pretty much created the courtyard that I was going for. It's so pretty in pink. I love the black color. I love that it's not completely natural like everything else that we've done here on Funland. It's a little more like an actual courtyard that you would find inside maybe a castle somewhere. Maybe we could extend this and make it into a huge castle. I don't know. But it does do exactly what I wanted it to do, which is a cherry blossom kind of springtime courtyard where you can come and enjoy the cherry blossoms, sit and read a book. It turned out fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed this build as well. I want to thank you so much for watching with me. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you've already subscribed. You are amazing, awesome, thank you. I appreciate it so much. And we are going to go ahead and end now. But again, thank you so much for watching with me. And I will definitely be back with more Animal Crossing videos. Can't wait to see you there.